On the edge. On the edge. On the edge.
With Sonji on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Hey guys, welcome. You're on the edge with Sonji.
With T.
Majestic Rob right here.
Uncle Shelton in the building. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Last time we had a little bit of technical difficulties. We had to bring you in on the audio, but it's good to see you vibrating as ever.
Good to be seen. Good to be seen.
I know that's right. All right, guys. We was gonna do some more bait and switch conversations about some things what we believe. It's a little bit twisted, you know what I mean? So you guys had a couple of hot topics for me that y'all wanted to put out there and tell me how y'all felt about it. But y'all do know that this is our season. Was it season 3?
Season 3. Know yourself.
Know yourself. So we may talk about other people, but we really are examining ourselves also. So we need to know ourselves in each and every situation. So we had a title. We had one topic we wanted to talk about being assertive and the difference between being assertive and being aggressive. And does that mean that because you're female, when you're assertive, that people look at you as being aggressive? Or do we really even know the difference? And then males, we already know you guys are going to be assertive. We already know that you guys are going to be aggressive. But is there a thin line between that? And how can we be a certain way to protect ourselves and not go over the top? So that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. We'll get into that later. We do have a guest that may be coming in. Hopefully she can make it in. She's at church. I don't play around with people with their church, but she'll come through and
Amen.
after her choir rehearsal, she can come on in. But if she can't make it, we'll get her information later. But so T, you said that it's funny that you go by the name T, because you about to spill some tea.
On the edge, got you in these streets. Like on the edge, we've been in the street. We be in these streets looking at these posts and the things that's going on in the world. And I try to stay on the financial side. However, with on the edge and knowing yourself and learning new tasks that Sandra give us homework, we get to see some of these topics play out in other people's lives. So
True.
DJ Envy and Tyrese on the Breakfast Club.
Wow.
Uncle Shelton, I'm gonna let you go first.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Well, I'm gonna give a little story. It seems as if DJ Envy, and his wife was going through some situations where he had cheated on her and things like that. And during that time was a rough time for them. And he accredits Tyrese for helping them get back to where they need to be as far as their relationship is concerned. He gives them all his flowers on that. So Tyrese comes on the show, and one part I can get with, but then it was like the other part that I got some issue with. Now it sounded like his main issue, or one of his issues, is the fact that when it came down to Tyrese himself going through his divorce situation, that it's made fun of, and he didn't appreciate that.
Right.
Like why is it his marriage, his divorce is a joke, ha ha ha, to everybody, so on and so forth. So I give him that. Now, granted, jokes is jokes. You gotta know who you're dealing with to a degree, But I understand where he's coming from. But then it switched because through the midst of him on his campaign about that, it kind of brought out the problem that himself and Envy had. Why Envy and his wife kind of like you stay over there, type thing. And it was basically because they said that Tyrese was being disrespectful, sending Envy's wife messages and things, and he thought it was real disrespectful, that type thing. Now, we done seen some things when it come down to Brother Tyrese. We done seen some things. Now, granted, just my opinion, he looked like the dude that you just hot off a cuss out with your lady, he'll swoop right in and start singing to her. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Seems like he that type of dude that be like, start singing lately when he know you on the couch. You know what I'm saying? You just had an argument with your girl. So that was one thing. I'm already okay. That don't surprise me, you know? And then they talked about it, they talked about it like, like men or whatever. But my issue is he left the show and then he gets on IG and he talks about, I got receipts. So where was I being disrespectful? I'm like, motherfucker, you being disrespectful now. It's like if y'all squash the beef, you ain't supposed to bring that trash back up. You know what I'm saying? You already made the amends on it. So what you saying, that was bull job on the show? You know what I'm saying? That's what I had an issue with. It's like once you squash the beef, you don't go back, in the neighborhood and be like, yeah, I kicked his ass. No, you don't squash the beef. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to let it marinate.
My whole issue was,
man.
Got it.
Uncle Shelton, again, with him showing his receipts, my whole thing was, why did you even have her number? Like, how was you able to contact her? So I'm one of those people, like, having access to your mates is a real big thing for me. Like, if with Sonji and Coyote, I go through Sonji strictly. I don't contact Coyote. If I wouldn't contact Uncle Shelton because he's a married man outside of his wife, because that's not what you do. It's a respect piece attached to that, and most people don't get it when they start working in certain communities and collaborating with different people and having different roles and positions. Tyrese is a single man.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Envy is a married man.
So why is
and we
Tyrese
collaborating
to
that's
wife?
to his wife?
Right.
He should not have no access to his wife like that, where he could call her on the phone and they could text, things of that nature. Go through my husband. That's what I got a husband for. Talk to him and he can relay the message.
But if they got an agreement that's cool.
That's their thing.
Right.
And
That's
again,
the way he made it seem too. Like they cool like
they
that.
cool, and they could have been friends before all of this. I don't know, but I'm a real stickler for that, and that's one of those things that I assert.
Understood.
With boundaries, because people will cross the boundaries, then play victim.
That's true. And the thing is I do agree with boundaries and respect.
Of
boundaries. You can have as many boundaries as you want, but if your mate doesn't respect it, it's like, what's the point?
What's the point of having them?
And I do believe that if you set a certain type of boundary, that you should stick with it. But in their case, with that, it's all in what they agreed upon.
Right.
But and if our husband says it's okay, then it's okay. As far as someone reaching out to that person. But as far as me, is a respectful thing. Is if it started out, so there's plenty of men that I know that I don't know their wives.
Right.
But I have mad respect for them.
Me too.
They know that I'm not gonna cross any type of line. So, but even if I was thinking about crossing a line, it's up to them to be assertive and say, listen, I have a wife.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not getting down like that. And then he has to make a decision whether or not, or she has to make a decision whether or not you should even continue conversations because it's no longer about business.
Right.
The moment it starts talking and see something about, some men just don't know the difference. They just segue into, that's why I always joke you guys when I be like, y'all done segue into something nasty. Why every time you're segueing into something nasty? Now, if I know somebody is like that in a conversation, and I know that, say like you said, Uncle Shelton, you believe that he's the type that's gonna serenade your wife,
right?
When you know you guys are having
the problems, right?
Then I'm not gonna give permission to have you talking to my wife anytime. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Nor if I was a female, I would be comfortable with a female that's going to constantly say things that are inappropriate. It's up to him, though, and it's up to her to check it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
And so at the end of the day, that's what I believe.
I
believe
agree.
it's
I
up to them
agree.
to check it. And if he's really uncomfortable and he says, "Listen, I need you to check it," and then later on find out you didn't, then he has to step in and he has to check it, because one thing he doesn't want is to have to go toe to toe with a grown man because of something that you brought into their relationship, if that makes sense.
But not only that, they had a situation prior to this situation. They call themselves squashing it. So did you intentionally go contact his wife?
Or was it passive aggressive?
Right, or was it passive aggressive? Or was it I'ma get him back?
Well, you
and people are
what
vindictive.
happened with Tupac.
The way Tyrese made it seem that he made it seem like they were just having a normal conversation through text messaging. You know, like they were talking about cars and houses. And he was saying, well, where was I being disrespectful at? He was showing the text message.
The fact that you texting his wife is a disrespect.
So the gentleman didn't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it is to it then.
That's it. That was a disrespect. I don't care if y'all was talking about animals, babies, shoes, whatever.
But to Tyrese, he didn't get that. He was looking at it like they was having a normal conversation.
That's my point. That's where I'm at with it. That's the point. Tyrese seems as innocent, right?
Yeah.
It's innocent when I'm texting, when your wife is texting me. But let your wife text her husband. What you doing texting him? Oh, we texting about cars, honey, and shoes. The new Jordans that dropped. You can't talk to me about that? Well, what you? No, Sonji, you know.
And through the text message, she was like,
Uncle
"Oh, that's
you
cool."
Got something?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. See, what we're missing here is the Bonacci part of it. The Bonacci. I'm gonna say the Bonacci part. The Bonacci part is the fact that he didn't say that on the show. If you had those receipts, you had those receipts since 2022 or whatever the case may be. You was all kumbaya, you know, I apologize. You gonna get home and go on IG talking about, I got receipts.
But why would you keep them if it was innocent?
He already said that he want to box you in the mouth. You know,
why would you keep him if it was innocent?
Well, yeah, he should.
If it was innocent and it wasn't nothing intended behind the scenes, why did you keep the receipts? Why would you keep the transcript of you and somebody else's wife, even if it was innocent?
What do you mean keep it? It's still on his phone. He printed it out with the dog cat.
Come on, Sonji.
Did he print it out? Or was it on his phone?
It was on his phone.
It don't matter.
Some people do not delete their messages. I'm one of them. I never delete my messages, but
if
the
I can
intent of it, the intent, go ahead, Uncle Shelton.
He showed message from 2022.
Thank you.
Last I checked, we're in 23.
Thank you.
So he had
Shelton.
to look for that crap.
That's a long
time. You know what I'm saying?
That's a year
It's like he had to go back.
Yeah, I get
Come
that.
on now.
I'm trying to find messages from my wife from a week ago. And I got to scroll. You know what I'm saying? Well, 2022, you did some hell of a scrolling to find that trash just to be like, just to bring it back up. And I'm like,
all right,
that's the Bonacci stuff.
That's my point. He kept it. His intentions wasn't good.
Let's pretend nobody knows what the hell y'all talking about. And that's probably be me, right? Let's pretend.
Okay, so
tell me what happened. Why what's going on? He's the gentleman, what's the gentleman name?
Tyrese.
Not Tyrese though.
DJ Envy.
DJ Envy is concerned about some text messages
from Tyrese.
Well, he said Tyrese disrespected his wife.
Right, but how did he find out?
The wife probably told him.
The wife told him that he was being disrespectful. Pretty much. I mean, So she brought it to his attention. Now Envy, he just pretty much was like, okay, I'm going to remember the person that helped us through our marriage. I'm not going to focus on that guy. So he separated himself. As far as like, he kind of like stepped back. Him and his wife stepped back. The conversation was had on the air when I think Envy's intention was to have it like off air, but because of Tyrese's gripe about how his divorce is high, so on and so forth, he kind of made it to Envy had to address it on the air because of the way Tyrese it kind of segued into it. Like, okay, well, why wasn't you there for me as much as I was for you? And well, this is the reason why I wasn't there for you, because you was disrespectful to my wife, and we stepped way back. So I couldn't be there for you like you was for me, because I feel disrespected. I wanted to box you in the mouth. He did say box you in the mouth. But,
I'm assuming you're
that's pretty much where he was with it.
All right. I'm just saying, there's no way that they could have a conversation without her permission.
Right. I get it. It probably started off innocent again, but he is a single male. The conversation probably should have been with DJ Envy and Tyrese about whatever their situation. Like if Majestic Raw and Shelton had a conversation, Shelton saying, "Hey, Majestic Raw, me and my wife going through such and such," and he just venting or whatever, they talking.
Oh Lord.
So then, however they exchange numbers, maybe they would go out together. I don't know, because of course we're not in these circles. But again, the wife must have felt some type of way. Maybe it was one too many text messages.
Did she ever say how he was?
They didn't They didn't elaborate.
Right, so hypo. All right, let's go. All right, so you're married.
Yeah.
Uncle Shelton.
Yes.
And your wife is talking to someone, but you guys are having marital issues, right? But this is a single man, right? So you know nothing about it. Is that what's going on? He never knew anything about these conversations until they got out of hand.
I believe he knew, because it was kind of like he was helping them. So he was aware. Envy was aware that of them just having like conversation. The issue came when the text became disrespectful. That's what he had an issue with.
Gotcha. I got you.
When he was saying things that was reckless, and even Charlemagne said that like at certain points he was just talking out of his mind, so to speak. Yeah, and Tyrese ultimately was saying like, "Don't hold me accountable for stuff that I was doing under the psych meds." And he's like, "Well, we didn't know which one we was going to get. We was going to get Tyrese the dude or the psych med Tyrese."
That's what done it when he said the psych meds. Yeah, that's what done it.
You know what? You know what? He should have put a warning sign up on his text.
But mind you, that's again by having conversations and telling people.
I am out of my damn mind. Don't pay attention to me. Y'all know for a fact when I'm not in my right mind. I'll let y'all know up front, right?
Yeah.
Don't take this advice.
Right.
Don't take this advice. This advice I'm about to tell you ain't good, but it's funny.
Yes. But again, like even with, I guess for me, that my thing is the exchange should have probably never taken place. Period.
Yeah.
I don't think he was qualified. I think he was he's a good friend.
Right. Listen, and good friends need to stay good friends.
That's right. You're not qualified.
So,
you just got out of a whole relationship with some old other stuff going on that we suspect believe.
And not only that, your relationships are shambles. So
that's the point I'm making.
Your relationships are shambles. So would you really want relationship advice from a person whose relationship is always in the shambles?
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I may not want to get relationship advice from that individual, but I'm sure the conversations were good.
Right.
I'm sure they were pretty funny.
They probably was up until the psych meds got it.
No, until he started being inappropriate.
Yeah. And that's what he blaming the psych meds on.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
How many of you guys, raise your hand, men, and that's everywhere, gonna be on the phone with a female and never ever be inappropriate?
I'll wait.
Well, that goes both ways. Though.
Never.
It depends.
Never. I'm talking about men.
It depends what we talk about.
You're on the phone with females. You're never gonna be inappropriate.
Single. We ain't gonna talk about committed and married men. We talking about these single guys.
It don't matter if you're single, married. I don't give a damn. Because a man is a man.
They inappropriate.
And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be inappropriate. If you're talking to a married woman, you're gonna 9 times out of 10 gonna be inappropriate. The longer you on the phone, the That's like the law of diminishing returns.
Well, that,
The law.
No, I can't say that.
that should be
I
a
can't say
boundary then. If you on the
Right,
phone with a
hear me
married
out.
person,
That's my point.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my point. That's the point I'm
You
making.
can't judge that
It's
because
a boundary.
the longer you're going to be on the phone with a female and you're married or she's married and y'all not married to each other, somehow, some way, somebody's going to be inappropriate, and it may and inappropriate means what may offend the other person.
Right.
You never know what's going to offend that other person. Say this: you're on the phone and it's 8:30, right? By the time 9:01 come, and you know in your household, and I'm only using that as a time, right? You normally don't take calls. It's
After
family
9.
time, right?
That's right.
You're gonna be deemed inappropriate.
Yep.
Inappropriate if you are still talking and you holding that woman on the phone. You know what I mean? If you are on the phone with a married woman and it's 1:00 at night, regardless of the business or whatever the
Right.
case, in her household, if it's deemed inappropriate, then it's deemed inappropriate.
Yep.
In my household, I would rather not you speak to anybody after a certain time.
Me too.
But if it's an emergency and somebody needs advice, they might jump. They just a little off their mind. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be on the phone with Tyrese, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying I'm going to be on the phone with somebody that got some damn sense and not on no psych meds. So how about what I say? Your is inappropriate or inappropriate or whatever you want to call it, and so is she.
Yep.
Y'all
Absolutely.
both out of order.
Mhm.
What do y'all think?
I'm agree.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm agree.
What about you?
And I've
Uncle
done
Shelton?
it.
Look
Listen.
Uncle Shelton face.
Oh, Shelton, I've done it. I've been on the phone with somebody and
See?
vice versa. And and two, I've matured and gotten to a place
We
like
were talking about Texas, but we were talking about on the phone.
Yeah,
this time,
And
right?
that should,
Text
that should be
messages
discussed between all
all
of them.
parties. All parties.
Put them on speakerphone.
Right.
Let's have
Right.
a party.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's have
Right.
a party.
Right. Right.
Let's have an inappropriate party.
Ain't nothing,
Right.
ain't nothing so private that can't be
'cause
said aloud past
And I'm
curfew
big
time.
on where I'm at now prior to who has access to you right now in this day and age, and who you allowing into your space and to speak to you, because again, getting advice and talking about things, and DJ Envy might have been in a vulnerable space and he probably want his marriage to work. I really want to talk to him about what my situation is and get unsolicited or solicited advice? But he said he helped him. So and I think for me, that's what Tyrese preyed upon. I'm in a vulnerable spot and he did give me some good stuff, but you never know. You never know what somebody's motive is. Not to say that
That's where it
everybody
gets
is bad.
complex
That's
at.
where it gets complex, right?
Yeah.
You should have went to a therapist, DJ Envy. Y'all should have went to a counseling. Y'all should have went there to somebody that's unbiased, that you don't know, and that could help you streamline your relationships instead of going to family, friends, associates, acquaintances, co-workers, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Because again, what works for you may not work for
You
me.
see, and I appreciate that, T. That sounds really good too. And Uncle Shelton over here making faces right because
He better not call
look,
us.
I'm about to let him say, listen though, Uncle Shelton takes sides, so I don't know why his face looking like that. Because he be like, I heard some stuff about you too, Sonji. I'm like, what you hear from? He gonna talk about from you. Go ahead, Uncle Shelton.
Because the more I think about it, this mofo gave him a life raft with a big ass hole in it. How the heck you gonna tell them, give them advice to say their marriage and then sport coat the situation?
Right.
How the freak you gonna be sending text messages after you done reconciled and stuff like that, and you sending inappropriate messages and stuff like that? Tyrese, you know good some of bastard you allegedly.
Because he knew what he was
You don't be
doing.
doing no stuff like that.
He knew what he was
making my jaw
doing.
tight.
He was hoping it didn't
He knew
work
what he
so
was doing.
he can slide in.
Oh, that's what it was.
And then he
Oh,
brought the
wow.
Lord into it. And he brought God into it.
That's what they
That's-
do.
God,
That's
that
what y'all
stuff
call
like
a
that.
predator, huh?
Yeah, I call it a predator.
That's borderline. That's borderline.
That's
That's a
predatory.
bull job.
Opportunist. You just waiting
Opportunist.
for the right
Yeah.
opportunity to jump
That's
in.
that bull job.
You know, just waiting like a
Yeah.
jump, like double dutch. He waiting.
Right. I can squeeze in. And he don't even wanna. That's the crazy part about it. He probably don't even really have no interest. But the fact that I can
He
get you
built
back.
a bond, though. He built a bond.
Listen.
When you build bonds, I'm just gonna tell you. You having conversations with people, you texting and stuff, you building a bond.
Yeah, you building
And
up something.
this
So
is
then
the reason why you have to have boundaries.
Yep.
If you don't set boundaries, you can't control your own energy that you putting out there and taking in, and you don't set these boundaries, you taking in all this energy. Next thing you know, you acting strange, you acting like somebody else, and then your own person don't even recognize you anymore because you're entertaining people that you shouldn't be entertaining with. Just like you said, T, why can't you have that conversation with me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm available for it, you know. But so Uncle Shelton, you still making faces. Let me see. I see the eyebrows. What you got?
That's some bullshit.
Oh, he frozen. Then why his eyebrows was like that?
Come on.
It's not his fault. It's probably the
Predatorial.
Predatorial, yeah.
Predatorial behavior. Opportunist. Predatorial. That way, if he step out doing a
That remind me-
merge
Even
or
though we
whatever.
didn't go there yet, but they remind me of the Remy Ma thing too. Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to jump into the assertive thing. Who got the definition for y'all? Still got y'all definition up for assertive and aggressive? Who had it? I got assertive. Y'all bringing it up. My phone is doing weird things.
Or have mine.
All right, I got it. Go ahead.
So with assertive, we are.
And you bringing up aggressive?
Yeah, I did the difference between aggressive and assertive.
Okay, that's even better. Go ahead.
So, is a thin line between aggressive and assertiveness. It's the same thing until you add insult to the other person.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it becomes aggressive. But to me, I feel like they say women of color are aggressive. Oh, she aggressive because they use our posture, our tone, our communication style, because you know we use our hands a lot, especially me. I use my hands. If we stand up and just look straight, it'll be aggressive versus being assertive. I think assertive is more a standing in your boundaries, standing in your confidence, standing in your clarity to say, hey, don't do that to me. Mm-hmm. This the line. This is where I draw the line. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes aggressive when you tiptoe past the line. And then I gotta be like, didn't I tell you don't come past this line? Mm-hmm. Then it becomes
there he is.
Aggressive.
All right. So what I saw, all right, say for instance, okay, Uncle Shelton, you're back. We were talking about assertiveness versus aggressive behaviors. And give me 1 second. So we got to fix a backdrop. So let's fix that backdrop, guys, and then we'll go on. I'm trying to switch to another screen. It's not letting me do. All right. So with the assertiveness, I noticed that we do get it confused, mostly women, but it's not confused as much with men, you know. And I think about it when I'm trying to talk to my kids, right? When I was, cause I'm more passive aggressive. So when it comes to anger, when we was doing our training in regards to that, it says that you have to be more assertive because you're not as assertive. You get angry because you don't know how to communicate. Came to my kids. I had my first child when I was 21 and the second one when I was 22. These kids would not pay attention to me no matter what I said. They thought I was joking. You know what I mean? So as they got older, you know they don't pay attention sometimes when they're younger. As they got older, by the time they got 5 and 6, I had to be a little more tougher with them because they weren't really paying attention to nothing. It didn't matter if I yelled or screamed or made a face or act like they just did not pay any attention to me. These kids would run me over because I was so tiny. I was only like 130 pounds, 120 pounds, right? At one point, and I got to like 130 when I got pregnant. But they would run to the door to see me when I came in, right? And I'm like, hold up, stop, no, oh no. I'm on the floor because I was so little that they would jump on me and I would fall to the floor, bags and all. And I'm like so embarrassed, right? Because I'm like, my kids won't listen to me, right? So I had to become a little bit more assertive so that they would believe me. And you know how our kids are. You have to really kind of scare them into like listening to you, depending on because they thought I was a big toy, like a playground, because that's how I brought them up. I played with them, lovey-dovey. The father's there to be the tough one, you know what I mean? Stop this, that. And they listen. But if I'm not able to express myself in a way that they would listen to me and be assertive in my communication, they would burn the house down. You know what I'm saying?
Especially they so used to you not. I mean, they still used to you playing with them and stuff like that. They don't take you seriously.
No, but they'll take their dad serious because their father can be assertive, their father can be aggressive, he can be everything. But let's just say I did not have that quality or know how to exert myself to the point where these guys would listen to me. You follow me? Oh my God, he's so loud. Okay, so anyway, the long story short, I had to get to the point where they would listen to me. So, of course, sometimes you got to use psychology. So one time, these kids was running around the marshals, taking the tags off of all the clothes and sticking them in the pockets of the jackets.
So you ain't teach them when they was little, when you go in the store, don't touch nothing?
Listen, this is what I'm talking about. My assertive, I would say stuff, they didn't listen to me.
You kids just totally ran over you.
They did. So if a person tells you that a female doesn't need that in her life to be able to be communicated and be able to assert herself, there's a lie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Jesus, help me, because I needed God. I was like, Lord, help me, because tell me what to say, you know, because these kids is running over top of me. So one time, that same day, they hid in the, under the rack, the clothes rack. They hid under the clothes rack, and I was not able to, let me pause this for a second. So sorry about that, guys. So anyway, they hid. To make a long story short, because I'm a little long with it, they hid under the clothes rack, right, and scared the mess out of me. So that's when I knew that I had to learn to be assertive. Because I was only 23. I had to learn how to be assertive and have people had to have the look, the feel, the energy, all of it had to be real. It wasn't just talking, like, you know, go sit down. They don't go sit down till they hear that certain tone in your voice that know that you're serious, right? So I said, okay, guys, if y'all want to stay in this mall and this Marshalls, y'all can stay, but I'm leaving.
Oh, no.
That's what I told them. I'm leaving right now, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Okay. Martin Lawrence, peace.
No.
Trust me, they
You
believe.
can't leave the kids.
I had to pray about it. I said, God, tell me what to say
CPS
to
was
get
coming.
to my little bad kids, right? I wasn't leaving them. I just had to make them believe what I was saying. So assertive is about people believing
and the
what
confidence
you're saying
in you, right.
and the confidence in me. So I meant what I said. I wasn't gonna leave them, but I meant what I said, you know. And so they come running out of there. I didn't know where they was at. I was terrified. I thought my kids was taken. So, but they hiding. So I said, okay, you guys want to hide? I said, Lord, where's my children? I said, y'all guys want to hide? Y'all want to hide? Y'all want to play hide and seek? This is not the place to play hide and seek. But guess what? I am leaving you here. I am gone. They come flying, no, mommy, don't leave me. And I was like, that was my first sense of being using my assertiveness that in a way that was, because it was an emergency, that they could I can convince them that what I was saying was real. You know, anybody else got any examples?
I just wanted to say, I think sometimes it takes more for a female.
It does.
Than a male to be more assertive.
It does.
She have to, put extra in to be assertive.
Right, and the thing is you just got to be believable.
Yeah, part of being assertive is having a confidence and a clarity and understanding that this is what you're standing on. Like they say, stand 10 toes down. Stand 10 toes down in your assertiveness. Like, this is it.
I'm real about it.
This is it.
Getting
Nothing.
Getting your point across without hurting people.
That's true. You don't want to hurt them, but when you come to the point where, okay, in this particular case that we're talking about, that example I gave you guys was where it was birthed. You know what I'm saying? When I felt it was necessary, and because I always my appearance, I always appear to look younger than what I was, so people would not take me serious. And if you're a comedian like type person like Uncle Shelton, there's gonna be times where people don't take you serious. Uncle Shelton, how do you assert yourself without being a complete behind?
I don't think I can avoid that, truthfully.
Uncle Shelton got tough skin.
It's just like, it is what it is at a certain point in time, like, because the hee ha ha is all good, but I'm not bull jiving. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a harsh reality when you find out I ain't joking. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I try to be assertive, and try not to be a whole ass, but some people, they don't take heed to it.
Yeah.
I remember one time, long time ago. Matter of fact, it was on the set. And we had a couple guys, loved them, but they were out of pocket with something. And I didn't expect to get as loud as I got, but I felt disrespected. I felt belittled to a degree. I felt insulted. I felt like the mitigated goal of you two clowns to do this and think that this was going to be cool. I don't appreciate it, and I think they got the message, because I wasn't laughing when I said it. It's funny to me now, but then I was insulted, because I like to be calm, cool, collective. I don't like to be that crack and whip type stuff. I don't like that type stuff. So when I had to be like that, you drove me to it, and I don't appreciate it. Don't bring me back here. This ain't what I do.
You gotta be there. You have to have that. Has to be a part of you, Uncle Shelton. It's gotta be a part of you. Because how are you gonna save if it's a fire in the house? It's a fire in the house, and nobody's gonna pay attention to you, and everybody gonna burn up.
No, they're going to be laughing, but they're going to run at the same time. So y'all better get y'all black ass out of here. It's burning.
Well, I understand the children part with Sonji.
Yell out loud. The house is on fire.
And I understand the part with Uncle Shelton. And when I work with these men, the veterans, they men. And again, sometimes they don't want that femininity. They need to lead there. Like, they be like, man, here she come acting like a drill sergeant. And I just be like, look, I give you a pass. Like, I told you today, I'll be back tomorrow. Y'all know what time I'm pulling up. Because if I'm not pulling up at a certain time, y'all looking. So why isn't it done? So then I got to assert my authority. And they hate it. and they hate it because again, I hate to do it too.
Well,
Well, let me
hate
ask
it.
you, how do you do that? How do you
Man,
do
listen,
that?
because you dealing with grown men. Like some of them are old enough to be my dad, and who've been in the world way longer than me and been places that I've never been to, and things of that nature, and they have more life experience than I have. So I have to just be like, look, this is what it is, just like that.
There's no exception.
No
You said they
exception.
hate it.
Yeah, because every now and again, they don't want that side of me. They want that I can get whatever I want, that nurturing,
Exactly.
that feminine
Oh, okay.
me, that, okay, they think they're getting away with something today when I know that they not. Like,
Yeah.
can I get an extra this? I need an extra pillowcase. I need extra sheets. I don't have a blanket type of thing. I need some new socks. Those things. I got to pass. I'm coming back late. They want those things versus, hey, it smell like a boys' locker room in here. Y'all gotta get this together. Don't nobody go nowhere. We all stay in house to a certain time. Then we can go do our days.
Right. But you know what? That's
that
a part
balance.
of the training. Like I said, when it comes to a job, and that's one of the things that they do teach at jobs is assertive training.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of levels to it. So we're just basically just touching the surface level of what we're talking about, the difference between the mannerism of when you try to assert yourself and people listen or they don't listen. On Majestic Raw, you are a type of person that can be seen to be passive.
He not.
And but so when you finally exert yourself, a person might think that you're being aggressive. You know what I mean? So
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
Or office maids.
yeah, they might think you off your medication or something. No,
I wouldn't say that.
But so give me an example of you having to assert yourself and it didn't appear to, they could tell the difference between you just being stern or you being aggressive and mean.
Well, I mean, like I could just tell like a kid that that I know. I'm gonna take your what's the games they have now?
PlayStation.
The PlayStation or whatever from you for a week or something, and they'll know that I'm serious. Sometimes you can use little stuff like that, and that's what I do.
So you just say you're gonna take something from them, and you do. You'll manner your words. So if you take
to let them know I'm serious.
Yeah, and when you ever had to take it?
No, I didn't have to do that.
All right. But you kind of scary.
Right, because Dirk is not. Listen, he's not that passive
I don't have to get
at all. Dirk is not that passive at all.
I have learned how to not get angry and still get my point across.
Exactly. Because you're scary. Anyway.
Because I used to get angry to get my point across.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So
I can tell.
When you got angry, what did you say?
What did I say when I got angry? I just let it all out. I just speak my mind.
I don't even want to know what was in there.
I don't want to know.
All of y'all.
I don't even want to
Go under the
know
stairs.
that side of him
I be
ever in life.
cursing and everything, like.
Because it seems like it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, like to the point I used to be scared of myself. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that it can be very, very dangerous. Uncle Shelton, what you think?
It's definitely scary. The ones that's quiet, like their demeanor is quiet. See, Majestic got that quiet rapture.
It's kind of like
revelation
if you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you.
Yeah.
That's all.
You can barely get him to crack a smile.
Yeah.
He's been smiling a lot today.
Yeah.
He got all teeth showing today.
Type situation.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
He
want
got
to
that
see
Yeah,
it.
David
and I
Banner
was
type
taught
situation
mannerisms, so
where
yeah.
he mild mannered.
Yes, he's very
yeah,
mild
yeah, I
mannered.
was taught that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you weren't always that way.
No, I wasn't always that way.
So you on the flip side. See, I was always the one that people always try to get over on.
That's why you
I used to
said
get in
11.
many fights and
That's what
everything.
turned me into Tough Tony. They make me tough. Tough Tony.
She
man.
missed that show, and didn't she?
Yeah, what you said, 11? I ain't miss
Yeah.
it. That's why I added the tough Tony in there so you can understand. That made me. They make me tough because I was tiny, so they always was picking on me, and so I had to always prove myself, with my fists. But I had to learn
Not to use your
how
fist.
to and throw stuff. But I had to learn how to communicate and
to
be
be aggressive.
assertive, and I had to teach my children the same thing. Now, my kids, my daughter, my oldest, she's really like a mild-mannered person, but if you get her the wrong way, she's like a Majestic rod. She could just say certain things and you will believe it. But I had to tell her to be careful when she gets angry because people are not used to her
Being angry.
doing that, and she gonna have a cavalry ride in and hurt somebody, God forbid, because if they really think, like, if you're a real cool person and somebody really thinks somebody's hurting you, everybody's going to want to defend you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful of the words you say and how you put it out there to your friends and family, because you don't want people to get hurt unnecessarily because you got mad. And like, why are you mad? Well, he told me, and this was back in the day when she was a teenager, I couldn't have nothing else to drink. Maybe you didn't need another drink. You know what I mean? You're 16, you shouldn't be drinking. No, I think she was over 21. You over 21, if the person say you shouldn't have nothing, he don't tell me what to do. We get ready to go down here and beat him up. I'm like, how old is he? Daughter, I don't think we're gonna be beating nobody's kids up today. Sleep it off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, wait a minute, you will never get angry, but you angry about the wrong thing. So it's like, you gotta be careful when you dealing with people who are not usually snack, crackle, and pop. Like,
But not only that, people who don't know how to communicate. And that's verbal and non-verbal communication. And people who aren't taught to use your words. Use your words. Take your time. Say what you need to say. It's hard to get people who aren't efficient and effective in communication to get their point across in a manner that's not aggressive or assertive.
Give me, Uncle Shelton and T, give me an example of asserting yourself versus being aggressive with it, and we'll do both sides. Go ahead, Uncle Shelton.
Say, give you an example?
Yeah, I want y'all to role play real quick. Just one example.
I'm role playing with
assertiveness. Yes, assertive.
Okay, assertiveness. Okay. T. I'm gonna need you to come into work a little early tomorrow. We got some stuff that need to be handled now, and I need you here early.
Shelton, I'm scheduled off tomorrow.
I understand that, but it's imperative that you come in because the other people don't have your skill set, and I really need you here because nobody else can do what you do.
So, are you going to change my time for the remainder of the week? Am I going to get an additional day off? How is that going to work?
Of course, I work with you, but I just need you here though.
And what time are you talking?
Let me see. Let's start at 7.
Shelton, that's extremely early for my day off.
I understand that, but because of the severity of the situation, we I hate to ask you, but we do got to get this done.
You couldn't get Derek to come in?
Derek don't know what you know. He don't know what you know. Derek's a great worker, but he don't know what you know. You know that. You know that.
Okay, Shelton. I'll see you tomorrow at 7.
Appreciate you.
All right, so that's asserting yourself in the positive manner. Now, to being aggressive, let's do the aggressive one.
You want me to do that too, or you want
whichever one y'all, whatever y'all agree upon.
You want to be aggressive, T?
No. I do not want to be aggressive.
She don't
I'm
wanna be
tired of
aggressive.
being aggressive.
I know that's right. No, baby.
I'm working on
You
being
always gotta be
assertive,
aggressive,
right?
All right. Okay.
Everybody know I can be aggressive.
Okay. So T, you're coming into work at 7 tomorrow.
Would you like for me to come in at 7 tomorrow?
No, I'm telling you, you're coming into work at 7 tomorrow. There's no
I'm gonna-
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I'm going to ask you again. I'm
You're
scheduled
gonna
off
come in.
tomorrow. You're asking me to come in. Would you like for me to come in at 7 tomorrow?
No, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, you coming in at 7 tomorrow. Now, the schedule don't mean that's paper and pen. I need you here at 7 tomorrow, so you'll be here at 7 tomorrow.
I don't think that I can oblige to that. Unfortunately, my schedule
You will
doesn't dictate.
oblige. But your schedule is dictated by me. So you will be here at 7 tomorrow, or else we're going to have to take this step further.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying, and I'm going to ask you again. Are you asking me to come in on my scheduled day off,
We'll
or
see.
are you telling me?
See, here's where the misunderstanding is. I told you that you're coming in at 7. So clearly you're not understanding what I'm saying, because you just repeated to me what I already said to you, that you're coming at 7. I understand what the schedule says. The schedule is pen and paper. But I dictate that schedule. I made that schedule. I know what the schedule is.
Okay.
But I need you here at 7 tomorrow.
Okay. And I'll see you at 7 a.m. tomorrow, and we'll meet with HR at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow together.
Ooh.
Well, bring your pen and your paper.
That was it. That was awesome. That's an awesome demonstration between the two different. That was a little rough, yeah. Yeah, like, he gonna tell this woman.
You come because I make this guy. You got some
I
managers
didn't
like
take
this.
that schedule.
And you know what, T? You did an awesome job in keeping your cool.
I'm gonna see. Listen, I've learned.
Kudos to
I
you.
done told my supervisors you can go stick it up your.
Oh.
Yeah, I got you. That was a good example, guys. That was awesome. So it is now 9:27, guys. We 52 minutes in. Y'all did an awesome job today. Anybody have anything else?
I'm pushing that powder, baby.
Okay. We all gonna be on powder by next Monday.
I don't.
It's a little baum.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week. This is Sonji,
Deuces.
Majestic Rod, T and I.
Please.
See you next
See y'all
Monday
next Monday. Awesome.
on the edge.
Yeah.
I'm building.
Bye, Uncle Shelton.